Hello everyone and welcome back to Cities by Steven. You're talking to Steven. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button, get that bell notification on too so you don't miss out on a video. Welcome back to the channel where last week we built up Prince Edward College. We started that off at around level 3 last week and we got it all the way to level 5. We even had a dedicated detailing video on the school, so that was a lot of fun. Let me know if you liked that video and you like detailing videos in general, because I kind of enjoyed making it. It was kind of nice to be able to just leave little pockets of the college aside so that we could dedicate time to it down the line. So that was last week. What's in store for this week? Well, this week we're going to be focusing on smaller towns that are closer to the downtown core than some of the other ones. So we're going to be starting off in and around the Ore area, and holy cow, what a view! This is fantastic. And yeah. So that's what we'll be doing today and throughout this week. Maybe on Friday we will do a road video. If not, we'll do that on the following Monday. There's been a few road projects which I think we can. There's been a couple that have accrued, and I think we have a full video now on the matter. So yeah, so that will be upcoming. And before we dive into the small towns today, there were quite a bit of things that I want to mention. So we're going to start off at the university. Let's hop out of here. And that's because I've done a bunch of changes, just sitting off camera, kind of looking at the school. I figured I didn't want to come back and do another detailing video or something like that at the university. So I just did some of this detailing myself. So we have right here at the entrance of the school, we have our roundabout, and it has this nice plaza leading into the main building. And we have these stone arches, probably from maybe the archaeologist who discovered the standing stones over here. Maybe he was a part of the university, so maybe it's a bit of a dedication to Mr. Ebenezer, or Dr. Ebenezer. So thank you, David, for that suggestion. I love it. I've also added in some shopping centers over here, just some university content creator pack items. And I think it works out pretty nicely. This has changed, so I'm just gonna delete it. And why don't we just remove that, just so something like that doesn't happen again. Added a post office in here as well because we didn't have one. It's always nice to have a post office by campus. If we zoom over here, there's just some extra little detailing that I missed. Over here we have our engineering school, but Mark gave the suggestion to name this the Alberta School of Concrete Engineering. It's just not there. It's too long because of all the concrete work that we do in the city. What else did I do? Over here I added in just kind of a touch of detail. I wanted to fill this in with some items that would be useful for the school and that it would kind of flow nicely. So over here we have our services area. I added in the park maintenance building, so I'm sure all the university maintenance crews would kind of work out of here. We have a garbage facility over here as well with an industry building. We also have a skate park and some basketball courts and a soccer stadium. And I really like this stadium asset here because it's got some grandstands, but not anything crazy. And I think that's pretty realistic for this school's field and stuff like that. So I can imagine there'd be a lot of events that would go on at this field. And it's got a nice fence around the outside to protect the metro. Yeah, beyond just some small additions of trees and whatnot, I don't think there's anything else that's going on. This is a temporary over here until we build up this area. All right, so we also named a town over here. This was from Jason's suggestion. So Jason suggested we make a town on the island called Baldwinsville, but I think Baldwin works pretty nicely just for the community's name. So thank you, Jason, for that suggestion. And then we're going to slide over into Fort Prairie proper, Old Fort Prairie. And there's a street in here, right here, Ashland Ebenezer Street, which goes all the way into Fort Prairie, apparently, which I did not foresee. So let's change that really quickly. And we're just going to grab this. There we go. And we'll bring it right down to here. And Ashland Ebenezer is the wife of Dr. Ebenezer, who discovered these standing stones over here. I've also got this park to level 4 now. I don't think we're going to get to level 5 for this one. I just added in another campfire and it worked. got us to level 4. Then all the way over here, we have named this lake, which is really just the river, just an extension of the river, but Magog Lake. So thank you for that suggestion. And then we also have, this one's been waiting in the weeds for a little while. Orton County Ore and Mining is the name of the ore industry over here. And this has been some discussion in the comments for a little while about the counties. So I didn't end up naming this side of the map, but I think we're going to go with 2 county names. I apologize, I forget at the moment what this side of the map is called. But in the suggestions, was suggested that this side of the map is a different county than this side of the map. So we have Orton County on this side, and I'm sure that the rivers kind of runs the divide at in some regard to what the county line is. Maybe it goes all the way up through here, and then the rail right-of-way is that cutoff line. And then over here, maybe it's the mountain range that is the cutoff line for the county. So, or just the river. So yeah, hence Orton County Ore. So I think we'll be building out in Orton today. Then we have another suggestion over here. So lots of suggestions that I've been waiting on. I've got Bellevue over here, which was a renamed area for the auto-generated name. So that'll be this whole neighborhood. And in French, it means pretty view. So I think over here we got a pretty view. So that works. Another temporary crematorium over here. And then we're about to get into the larger revision that I've done off camera. So I have completely redone the buses. And first of all, I think this was David with the suggestion. And David suggested we just run a loop bus that goes from this side in the gulch to the government area, into the arena district and the city center and back. Just a simple connection between these areas, because it's not exactly the most pedestrian friendly. So thank you for that suggestion. Now I know we did a bus revision episode a little while ago, 2 Fridays ago, but we mainly did that work down here, and it's fine. It works for now. So we're all good here. I did run a second bus that goes from this side into Prince Albert College, just to help people out. But JMWZ in the comments made a fantastic suggestion. So I'm going to try my hand at some editing skills right now. I'm just going to leave this area up. This is where JMWZ was kind of focusing on with their suggestion. And so I'm going to overlay a picture right now. Ta-da! Hopefully it worked. If not, this is embarrassing. And this picture is really just this part of the map here. And there were some amazing bus suggestions. We're going to go over some of them, and then we'll dive into the town building. So starting down over here. So basically what the suggestion is that we're going to use these buses here to cycle people through to the metros, and not so much throughout the town itself, although it does work in that regard. So I think, oh yeah, we're here now. So let's stay on this angle here. We'll start down on the south end of the city, but I'm going to keep it facing this way. So originally we had just a bus going up and down the street pretty much, but now we have a couple more. So this yellow bus, which is Greenberg 21, and this is how it was numbered. So Greenberg 21, this light yellow bus, goes from the industry area down here and cycles all the way up to the north side, or the east side, southeast side of the city. So that's fantastic. And then we have a second bus which runs and does this loop. Hopefully you can see that. So I made like some small revisions to JMWZ's plans, just based off of the nuances of the roads and whatnot. And basically what we're doing with these bus cycles, this one particularly just runs a little loop here. Pretty much what they're doing is they're just cycling people to Assiniboine Station here. And Assiniboine is the name of this road that runs all the way through here and then goes up through here. So hence Assiniboine Station. So that is fantastic. Thank you for that suggestion, JMWZ. And then we have buses that run cycles to Prairie Station. Now there may be another station down here down the line which will add some buses into there down the future. But this one runs past the high school. Then we have another one that runs all the way over to the elder care facility up here. I wonder if this view is going to be better for you all. And then we have another one that runs pretty much from Prairie Station all the way to this bus station, which we didn't revise at all yet. But yeah, it runs right into here. So that is kind of like a good kind of commuter bus from Brownsville all the way into here. And then we're going to cycle over to Mackenzie Bridge Station, where we have 3 again. So we have one that cycles from Mackenzie Bridge Station all the way to Brownsville Crossings bus stop. Then we have another one that runs from here, and this one I think is quite the change from what JMWZ suggested, but I saw an opportunity and I couldn't say no. So this one goes from here, Mackenzie Bridge Station, through the industry area, past this community, and then it goes all the way up into Brownsville itself, like Brownsville proper, and it connects up to we have a stop right here, which people can then walk onto the express bus. Say that they they're coming from Brownsville proper, they can come right down into here and get on the rapid bus network from this side. So I thought that was convenient. And then there is technically a bus. It is a school bus though, which maybe we can run like a simple cycle bus that runs from here into the bus station. But yeah, for now that works. And then we have a couple other ones. Oh, like this purple one, which runs just a simple loop. And then we have one that runs kind of north-south. Oh, sorry, it's this red one. There we go. The red one runs from here, just right across the middle of the area. And then we have another one, which is going to be tough to see because it's gray. So here it is. There we go. Hopefully you can see that. So it runs from Prairie Station to over here where my cursor is. So it just kind of cycles people through. And they're all pretty well used. I've gone through all of the stations. And let's, for example, just take Greenberg 22. Oops. So, for example, this one probably has more buses than it needs to. But why don't we knock it down to 3? But it's the bendy bus for this one, for example. But then we go over to Greenberg 57. And we have the double-decker bus because I really like them. And I think it's fun to kind of mix up the buses. So that there they go. Looks like they're still unbundling. Wasn't too long ago in game time that I did this. And then let's go back to the view here. There we go. And then we're gonna go into Greenberg itself. And so we have these buses that run into here, and then we have a bus that runs from this kind of stop area which is an industrial / commercial zone, and it cycles up to Assiniboine Station, down, and then over to Prairie Station, but on the other side of the tracks here. And then we have a red bus that runs just the north version of that. We have a blue one that runs, oh, here's the, never mind, we'll look at the white one first. So I think it's supposed to be light gray. So there's that. But it runs from over here into New Greenberg Station, and it cycles throughout by the entrance to the Green Couple Domes Trails as well. We have a blue one here which runs through from this bus station area all the way to Belmont, which then can be accessed to the rapid bus network with the Belmont line, which is slightly revised as well. So that is JMWZ's bus revision for this part of the map here, and there'll probably be more bus revisions to come, but thank you very much for that suggestion. That was fantastic. I got an email from JMWZ with it all because it was too big for the comments. So thank you very much, and we'll dive into look at this bus station that I kind of put together here. So it's just, whoa, this has changed, clearly. There we go. Oh, come on. Put it to the same height. There we go. Thank you. Yeah, so I just took out some of these, 3 of these, which were kind of all the same. And we put in a little bus station right through here. And I think that's really convenient because it's right beside all these people coming across the train tracks here. It'd be really easy to cycle through with, if you live in Greenberg, but you get off at Prairie Station. Holy cow, look at the amount of people coming out of this. This is just, intercity trains too. Yeah, so it's just a simple little bus stop here. The buses come in, they stop, people get on, and they leave. So I thought that was really convenient spot. So again, thank you, JMWZ. So that is 14 minutes into the episode, and we haven't done any building. We just talked about stuff going on in the city. So, you know, I felt like a lot of the comments were getting backed up, so I wanted to make sure that we had a dedicated portion of the first video of the week on the matter. So yeah, fantastic suggestion. Thank you, JMWZ and everyone for your suggestions. Oh, and here's Babcock Point, which is another suggestion from Jason, I think. Actually, I'm not sure if it originated from Jason, but yeah, great suggestion. The only thing I find funny about this one is, so I know Babcock has a common last name, but he is an infamous hockey coach in Toronto, where I'm from. So very funny. Okay, so what is going to be the story for this area? Well, so Wallsenberg is the town that we're going to be focusing on today. Winslow, I don't think we're going to focus on for this week, mainly because I want to see how we're going to get this road through here with our major airport interchange. So I think Winslow's going to appear more as like a bedroom community, closer to the highway interchange here. We'll get like a train station, but an Ordway, I think, originates from this cut through the mountain here. So this is an older town. So I think Ordway and Wallsenberg are going to be the towns we're going to be focusing on in this week, with potential for working out in Baldwin, maybe, just to get more people into the college. So we're going to focus on Wallsenberg today. And the reason why I'm kind of talking about this one in particular is because I want to make sure that Wallsenberg is an older town in this region. And the reason why I'm kind of making a point of this is because we have the Orton County ore and mining beside the rail line here. And it's clearly not just meant to be kind of pushed together on the rail line. It's just a convenient placement because we have our extraction over on this side. It cycles through into here and then kind of gets produced and shipped. So I think that the original town would be really nice if we built it along the water here and not along the railway. So unlike with Prairie Station, where it's a railway town, I think this one could have been a bit more of a quieter, perhaps farming town that has since devolved into kind of a mining town. But its original kind of start position should be over in this kind of bay area, especially since we have a covered bridge right here. I think that would be a good story for the area. Now, this is just an estuary, so I don't think necessarily building over here would be the greatest idea to start the town, mainly because not exactly the cleanest water, but right in here, I think is just too prime of an example. And then we also have this main road here, especially in this curve, which makes for a great placement for a main road. So with this interchange here, with this being a diamond interchange and not a system interchange, so this is a service interchange, not a system. A system interchange would be like this one, where we're going to have like a major, like theoretically, cloverleaf interchange is a system interchange usually, or sometimes, you know. This is a system interchange. This is kind of a system interchange, but it's more of a service interchange. This one is definitely a service interchange, so it's, you know, smaller scale. That's not the best terminology. Don't use that on a geography exam, but this is a better example of a oh my gosh, I'm confused myself. System service interchange. So I feel like if this was a main road and then they just built an interchange onto it, that would be really kind of thematic to the story, right? Because these types of interchanges, these smaller ones, usually are connected to the main avenues of older towns. And then it would also make sense how they connected it up with this road here, which has since obviously been upgraded and stuff over time. So let's stop talking, Stephen, and let's get building. So I think we're gonna just start off with this road here. So this road is clearly an older road, which connects up. So I don't think it can be a large road. That's going to be the kind of the crux of the issue here. So what we'll do here is we'll just upgrade this piece right here just to this road here. And the reason why we have this one here is because I think it's just going to be a bit easier to kind of play off of. So let's, oh, no, wrong one. Let's look at the terrain here. So I think this isn't really anything to worry about. All the terrain here is really smooth and proper. But if this was an older road, I think maybe we can bring this one over and we can kind of curve it right into here. And then we have a nice kind of central point for the like old main road of the town. So let's delete that little portion right here. We'll curve out. We'll kind of use these trees almost as a guideline for ourselves. Something really simple like this, and then we'll connect at a perfect 90-degree angle here. So I'm gonna have to delete a little bit of it, but we'll go to 6. There we go. We'll delete out to about here, and we'll just go into the perfect curve. Fantastic. Yes, that's pretty good. And then this gives us a nice, good starting point for our older town of Wallsenberg, which has since grown into a bit more of a mining town. So we can also continue this road out farther into towards Sunset Hill over here. But I think this is a bit more primed to be the more modern development area. So let's focus on this side here with Babcock Point being its park area. So I guess now that we can kind of see where this kind of is, we can do this, and I think we'll be able to bring a path underneath here. So I think we'll get an access point right down into there for the park. And don't know where the end on the other side is going to be, so I think that works. And Wallsenberg is a town, so let's bring this all the way through here. And I think we'll just keep no, let's bring old Wallsenberg right down into here, and probably a couple blocks in. And then we'll bring it all the way down into here as well, before we start getting into a bit more of a modern part of this town, which is going to be like looking at the size of the town here. Oh, that's a different district. Whoops. It seems like it's going to be, you know, a good sized town. It's got its own kind of industry, but it's really close to the downtown core, like really close to the downtown core, but not really convenient either, because you need to drive so far around, which is why we're going to get a metro out this way. But we're not going to look at that today, because we're going to be building the older portion of the town to start off with. So let's do this. Let's eliminate these trees. And why do we eliminate the trees? Well, when you build a town and you have a bunch of trees over top of them, you actually build right on top of them, and the game doesn't actually delete the trees, so it's better just to delete them. Okay, so this is a country road here. Now I know we can't walk on this side, so that's unwalkable, so there's not really a point of us using a bridge here that has a walkable section. So I think we should change this to a highway, a national road, and we'll make it elevated. And we'll just upgrade this. And right in here, we can probably start thinking about turning this into 2 lanes, maybe even a wider avenue. But I think what we'll do is probably just turn it into, let's start with this one. Let's go ground level. And then the reason why I really like this road for this town is because of the possibility of having asymmetrical roads. Like this. I really like asymmetrical roads, and I think they work. So when you're coming in through here, we could have a crossing here. We could turn that crossing off, depending on things. Probably turning it off is probably the safer option. So we'll do this, turn off the crosswalk, say go through. And then we can even detail up this connection point, with the intersection marking tool, where we can just do something really, really rudimentary and simple like that. And that just kind of helps connect the lines here. And now this is parking though, I think. So maybe this road isn't the best option. So this one doesn't have parking. And that could be a good option for us. This one doesn't have parking. Okay, there we go. But I like the idea of having this kind of median in the middle here. I think it works out. And then the same thing over on this side, we can just turn off the junction here, but I think we'll just leave it at that for now. So, an old town here. This is a river. It doesn't seem to be... We'll say it connects out of the map. And just kind of has a small river that kind of just connects out into this wider area. If you look at the water flow of this region as well, it looks like some water is just flowing into here. I don't know if there's a water source. There actually isn't. Interesting. I figured there would have been a water source all the way out here. Cool, okay. So, you know, it's not fast flowing water, but it moves. So I think the waterfront building is totally a possibility. And you know, when we're thinking about some of these old towns, there's not too many examples that I could pull from in Alberta, but from what I kind of saw, a lot of the towns would have grids off of some of these main roads. So say if this was like a provincial road or something like that, a main road through the town, some of the blocks would be coming off of this pretty evenly, and then there would be kind of pieces of roads kind of following right of ways and whatnot. So let's go with just our normal basic road, and we'll start our first connection right about here. And I think we can just have a really simple curve like that. That's good. Get a couple houses through here, some shops perhaps, although I think the shops will go off of this road. I think I like that idea. There we go. And then right about now is where I want to find where we're going to have like our gridded kind of section here. So let's bring this out pretty far, and then I want some larger grids here. We don't necessarily need to connect here, but I'm just going to use this as a guideline. So there we go. We could actually connect up right through here with a nice simple curve. Although I think I might prefer it if we brought it to about here and then just right over like that. And then we could even just connect up with a really rudimentary kind of curve like this. That's pretty nice. We have a connection here and we have one here, so why don't we bring this one down? Okay, it looks like we're gonna have to move this node. There we go. This one will come down. Same thing here. And then this can actually get deleted and we can do something with this larger lot. But you see we're kind of making a grid through here off of some of these original kind of right-of-ways that we've made. So if we bring it out to about here, which is probably pretty close to where we drew out that original district, I think we'll be able to get some nice road connections in here. So right about here we could kind of curve it right in. We probably could have moved it out a bit farther, make it a bit more even than we had with this. So yeah, definitely gonna call a mulligan on that. Now let's take a look at the distance that we have here. It's about 800. So we bring it out to about 800. That's right here. So let's see how this works. Yeah, we can get a nice simple curve right into here, but I'm gonna make sure that it's straight at first, and then we can get probably a bit of a sharper curve maybe, if we're lucky. Like that. That's pretty good. I don't mind that curve at all. And then this can continue up. And then we had 800, right? So we'll go up another 800. I'm looking at the cost here, which didn't seem to like what was going on. There we go. And then we'll bring this one out to here. Like that. And this guy can continue up, but I'm not too sure about how that's going to work just yet. Okay, so we have like a basic grid kind of getting laid out, especially once we're closer to provincial lands as well. We're going to stay clear of this area for now, although I think we could get a nice simple road through here. Let's just check the topography. Yeah, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world to just kind of get a road out into here. And is Property Anarchy on or something? It seems to be that way. So I just turned it off. Let's take these trees out. Yeah, there we go. This is looking pretty good. Let's focus back on the waterfront here for now. Let's get a couple more roads in. So we're gonna have an access point down in here. So I think we can just get a nice, really simple road like that. It goes right against the waterfront as well. And then we could even continue this right along like so. And then I think we can clean up this road then as well, which was a bit sharp. So in the first place, so yeah, I think that's a bit better. And then right through here, I think we can get some maybe a bit of a rougher road. So we'll go with an industrial road, and we'll go with this one. And let's take a look at the topography. Okay, so I want a couple houses right here. So we'll do that. And then we'll just try and get a nice, simple, curved connection like that. And in. There we go. Why don't we get another rough road that goes right down to the water over on this side. Okay, so we've given ourselves some nice, zonable areas here. Now there's a couple things I want in this town. So again, we're gonna have the main commercial zone right through here. So let's get that in right now. It's gonna be really basic. I'm not even gonna really change the themes in Wallsenberg, though I'm going to do European suburbia for old Wallsenberg, because when I'm thinking about old in the case of Alberta, it's like 19, I'm not thinking like really old, but I think European suburbia will give us some nice housing themes in here. Okay, so we'll exit out of this. And when it comes to commercial zoning, I think just the basic kind of commercial is probably best. So let's prioritize older roads. There we go. The same thing right here. Whoops. Just kind of upgrading the zoning on here so we get some nice blocks through here. And I'm just going to kind of zone pretty loosely for now. And then we'll come back through here because I think we're going to get some paths and whatnot as well, which will kind of change the game a little bit. All right. So that is going to be like the main town when you think of like all the cute little shops and whatnot. I think we'll have them all right through here. And then maybe we have it like this. We shave. No, let's just leave it. Yep, that works. And I think we said we're gonna continue this on as well. So let's just grab this, bring it right in, and we'll just plan for that in the future. Okay, so what does every town need, right? Well, it needs a clinic. We'll start with that. And, I assume that there's probably a clinic somewhere in this town. It just makes sense, right? So why don't we have it off of the main road, but, pretty close to the center of town. So that's a great spot for it. Well, again, we'll try to use some of these European assets as well. Cemetery. So we're thinking about the older cemetery in the town. So it'll be probably uphill from the town. Over here is a great option for it. We're slightly on the hill here. Nothing too crazy. We're still on kind of the main road, a main road of the town, but not the provincial road, which probably came later. Oh my gosh, I forgot water. Wouldn't be an episode if I didn't forget water. So we'll bring this one right down into here. I think that's, fine to do. Bring these right through here, just get some simple connections, and then we'll get a bit more particular. Okay, there we go. Bring this one down. Okay, there we go. Right down the main street here. And we're pretty much covered. I think we can bring these right down just in case. And we'll start bringing this one right across. All right, so hopefully that is good to go. Then we're going to need some fire services and some police services. So I don't mind an old fire station in this town. I think that kind of works. So we could go with this one with the old kind of bell tower. We could go with this larger one, which I really like, but I think it might be a bit too big for the style of town. So maybe we can say that the old firehouse was destroyed at some point, and we have a new firehouse in the city. Now, I really want this one to be close to the highway, so it just makes sense. And usually these are a bit more, a bit closer to provincial roads, so I think that is an acceptable position for it for now. And then moving down the line here, I think I forgot a couple things. We'll get a crematorium in here as well. And I think this is a fine spot for it. Church. Of course, we have a couple of church options actually. So again, this is just sticking with the theme of the build. So we have this one, which I think we've already used. So if I go into here, type this in, we have a couple. We have a really old church, which does work for this town. I think it could be acceptable. We have this one, which is really nice and simple. I like putting these behind and over top of these chapels. I think it just makes it look a little bit larger. We have this really small one. We have this one, which is much more grand. We have a bit more of a modern church. Same thing over here. And we have this, small church with graveyard. So I think this one's really convenient. And we could place it at a nice location along the main road here. But I also kind of like the idea of getting this one in here, mainly because it's a bit larger. I think it takes up a bit more space. And let's try to position it in the same direction that we have all the other churches facing. So this one's facing that way, which is south, which I'm not sure is the realistic location, but I think it's gonna be fine. So let's place this down right here. I know we have zoning over here, but that's fine. I'm just going to remove the zoning, and then I'm going to rotate it as best I can to make it so it's a bit more straight with the other church here. Yeah, that looks at least close enough, so we'll leave it at that. And we already have the graveyard not too far away, and this actually counts as education, so there's that as well. Let's just add in a bit of detailing. Now it's not concrete. We're gonna add some dirt. Just get a bit more of this. We add some grass over here. Yeah, I think that works. All right, now see, now that we've done this, we've created an interesting option here to kind of break the grid, move some things around a little bit, get some pedestrian access through here. So let's get a pathway, and we'll go with a fairly maintained pathway, and we'll use the best one that we have available to us. We'll go with the zoo path. Okay, we'll just turn off these guidelines here, and basically what I'll do here is I'll just bring it out like this. Let's turn on anarchy, plop this guy down, and then we'll move it right beside the length of the church like this. So I'm not using the one with decorations because there's already enough kind of decorations with this church. Okay, there we go. Let's go back to the painter here, and we'll see if we can just try and make it seem a bit more like this dirt leads right to. It's pretty good, pretty good. There we go, and I'm sure people will be able to use that. And we'll just grab this, and we'll come right down to about here, and then in like that, and we'll just move it here just to line things up a little bit better than we had them. Yeah, very nice. And then we'll just kind of detail this up a little bit with some simple decorations, and I think honestly just a couple of these larger trees would work wonders. One right behind it. There we go. Yeah, very nice. Nice, simple little old town, which has a Fry Guys and a bunch of modern construction. I suppose you could go something along the European routes, but I think it's fine the way it is. So yeah, so there we go. We got through some of this. Oh, we didn't get a post office. Of course, this needs a post office. It's a bit more of a modern build, right? So I think maybe if we plop it right here and then we slide it right down, I think something like this works pretty good, actually. Let's see if we can get it a bit closer to this building here without infringing on the zoning. Yeah, we're good. And then we'll use just a touch of concrete here. Whoops. To fill that out. Nice little piece on the corner there. Like that. So we'll get that simulating again. And okay, so we went through industry. We didn't add any garbage, but I think we'll probably be fine for now. We went through this. We could add in some of these items here. Now I'm pretty sure we're pretty far away from any other childcare facility that we have, which is right here. So I don't mind getting these services in this town at all. So I think we could, you know, kind of try to centralize them a little bit. So I think this is a fairly good option for this. Try and move it a bit more out of the way. Although I really like the idea of these hedges connecting and treating it almost like it's just one kind of build. And then we have an elder care facility. Now the elder care facility I think would look really nice down over by the water. But perhaps we put it right in this kind of area here. Although if we take up that whole zone, we're not going to be able to put much housing at all after we decorate its right of way. Right by the covered bridge would be nice. It does fit really nicely over here, but it's pretty close to the main road. I don't want to just plop them down all together like that, but I think this is a good option here. It's pretty central. It's got a nice view, and it's, you know, it's got some nice path connection potential. Move this right down to here. You can realign that a little bit more. You can grab this path, and you can run this right behind here like this. That looks great. Alright, just a bit of move it magic, just to pull these a bit closer to the building itself. Then I'm going to grab these three, and we're just going to move it just down like that. And then I'm going to move this one down so we have a nice clean separation between this picnic table or bench and the light and the building here. Okay, very good. And then I think we have a nice opportunity to connect up here, so I think I'm not going to pass up on that at all. There we go, the little zoo path action. Okay, so I think we'll leave this open for now. I don't really see too much of an issue with that. Let's get some housing in before I get too carried away with other things. And you know, I always don't mind putting some housing on these main roads, mainly because it is pretty realistic to do so, but I like the idea of just adding a touch more commercial through there. So again, this is just old Wallsenberg, and we'll get building on some of the other aspects of the town as well this week. Let's see what happens if we just kind of zone that all up like that. Okay, and I almost want to turn zoning off of this part, so we get some nice big houses through here. I think we're probably fine with that. And I like the idea of keeping this open. And over here we'll get some houses right through there. Why don't we add one right there though? I think that'll be fine. All right, and then let's get a path right here. Curve it like so. And let's see if we can get a node right here. We might mess up with a lot of the zoning, so I'll have to readjust some of it. But I like the idea of having this as a crossing. So we'll go into node controller. Just do this and crossing. There we go. And I'll just move this over. There we go, and we'll check up on the zoning here. Yeah, so we definitely messed it all up. but that's okay. I think we got ourselves some nice zonable areas here. Oh, that's already getting built anyways. Okay. There we go. And I think I'll leave this open for now. So yeah, it's coming along pretty nicely. Let's move down the line here. So we got elder care, and we have these these ones as well. I really like the sauna. I think the sauna goes really well with any downtown build. We'll put it right in this corner here, and I'm just going to center it, especially on these bit kind of curved corners. Being able to move the building. Oh no, I don't want to destroy the sauna. I want to destroy the fry guys. There we go. Fill that up a little bit. There we go. More concrete, the better. I'm joking. So let's just check the zoning. That's what I was trying to do. Yeah, it looks like the zoning was eliminated. Perfect. Yeah, see, I really like the sauna because, one, it's really cheap. Two, it fits really nicely on the corners or anywhere really in the downtown. And all it does is just boost the population. We have a community pool. The community pool might be nice to have close to the elder care facility as well, but you know, it being so close to water is not my favorite thing in the world. I'd prefer it if it was a bit more up here, but I think we'll save the community pool for now, and the yoga garden is just a little bit too expensive for what it is. So we got fire. We don't really need anything for the disasters DLC. Police. Now, we don't have a police station. We could go for an older police station, but let's check the theme that we have going on. So where are the police stations already? Well, we would have had one in Fort Prairie proper, so this is quite a long distance away, and then we had another one in Prairie Station, so I think we can argue that this town would have its own little police station, and with it being an older town, I think we could get it on the main road here somewhere. Why don't we place it right in front of the church? I think that's a good spot for it, mainly because we can use the corner to our advantage here with move it, whereas we can't use that corner too much with zoning. And now you see it fits a lot better than any zonable building would on that corner here. So I think that works out pretty nicely. And then this also gives us a cool opportunity to kind of just fill this up with concrete and say that maybe the police cruisers use this to kind of come into the back here. So we can use a hedge. Now I don't know exactly where to grab the hedge that we were currently using, but we could just use a different type of hedge and plop these down like this and use them as a bit of a fence. There we go, and then that also gives us a nice marker for the concrete. Fantastic. Let's go into some trees here. Let's grab some newer trees, and we'll just put them in a line right behind here. Helps hide some of the jankiness. And there we go. We got a police station. Let's do this. Turn up the brush size just a touch, just a touch. There we go. Fill that all up. See, this is where the concrete really comes in handy. Filling in these little teeny gaps between the zoning. This is what I hope when they do City Skylines 2, if they ever decide to do that. I hope stuff like this is something that kind of gets reworked. Okay. Oh, speaking of new City Skylines stuff, so there's new City Skylines DLC and content creator packs coming out. When they do come out, I will 100% buy them right away, and I'll save that kind of themed item to do when they come out. So I don't know when they're coming out at the point of my recording. So maybe we know at the time this video comes out, but I'm recording this before we know that. So I'm thinking in particular with the promenades and whatnot, I think that would look really nice around the arena district. You know, maybe it's like a revitalized area. So I think I'm going to save pretty much everything in the downtown core that we have left. I'm just going to leave it. I think we can work in this area before the DLCs come out. But I think everything else I'm going to leave, because I think, you know, the pedestrian zones and stuff like that would be really cool. And I think we could make some really cool pedestrian zone districts around this arena, especially with it being leisure themed. I think it'd be really neat. So we're gonna save all this for that, and we'll upgrade some zoning with the modern construction, or mid-century modern, and there's some other stuff happening which I just can't remember off the top of my head right now, but I'm going to be definitely using them and revitalizing our city with it, and also upgrading our city and whatnot. So let's add some policies in now. I think we're going to go with schools out for this town because we're close to the industry, and we'll boost some parks and rec. Get some recycling because garbage is going to be a bit of an issue out here for a little while. And yeah, I think we're good. Taxes, I think we'll do a tax relief for residents, and low density commercial as well. All right, so it's a bit of a cheaper town to live in, which is always nice. So we are coming out to the end of the episode here, and we haven't really gotten to schools yet. So let's plan out the elementary schools and the high school. And I do want a high school in this town, but I'm not sure we're going to get the high school in the old town. I think we'll get the high school somewhere up in here or over in here with the new town kind of model. But I don't see a problem with getting a library. And this is a pretty big library though. So, you know, this is pretty big city works. The city would have to own this land if they were to turn it into this. Though it could be like City Hall as well. That is always a good theme to kind of use for these libraries. So I'm just kind of going around here. I'm thinking, where could this go that would be thematic with the build? Right off the main town. I'm thinking off of this road is probably our best bet. If we were to place it right here, we could sneak a nice path in right along the side, and I think I like that option. So we'll plop that in. Then I'm going to delete this building. We'll turn off the zoning here. Then we're going to sneak a concrete path through here. Just like this, and then down like that. And then we can still get some zone building right through here. But I think this gives us a good opportunity to, yeah, no, I think this will work. I think I'm gonna upgrade this road path though to this one. We could use the same path. I don't really mind, but I think right here is a fine ending for that. And then also we'll get to fill the concrete up. Haha. Okay, so I think that's fine. For now, we can get some parking through here as well. So let's go into that. Just some simple 4x1s right here, right along the side. Now we are going to change the name of the building. Ooh, let's bring this one slightly over. Yeah, I think this is going to be fine. And if we get one right here. I guess we can't really get that in here without it looking too janky. So we'll just have to move this back. All right, and we'll get some more parking right beside the building here. Let's turn it this way. Try to line this up. I guess we could probably bring it right back in here. Probably leave a bit of room for a sidewalk on the other side. So I think this is probably fine. So we'll do that. And then I can get a couple of these guys in here. And then we'll call it a day here. Turn this. All right, so here we go. Public library. No, this is Wallsenberg City Hall. Yeah, I think that turned out pretty nicely. So we started our small little town. I think we got through most things here. We have a library. We didn't get the elementary school in. Let's just get that and then we'll call it a day. I think the elementary school would do well in the older part of the town. So we'll put it right here in the corner. I think that still works with the theme. Although I think the hedge work kind of flows pretty nicely with what we got going on over here. So we'll do that. Just kind of blend it in a little bit nicer. And we'll get a nice big park in here next time. So I hope you enjoyed today's build, folks. Let me know what you think. And I think the town of Wallsenberg is coming along pretty nicely. So have a wonderful day. We'll talk to you on Wednesday, where we'll be back in Wallsenberg. Peace out.